Throwing sports talk worldwide. Got a little news from the NBA. A few little things I wanted to tell y'all. Well, we got a feel good story going on right about now. It's a real good feel good story. You got a guy named Yogi Ferrell, right? 6 foot tall, right? Undrafted player from Indiana, right? Now, he signed to a 10-day contract for the Dallas Mavericks last week, right? Dude put into the start lineup, just threw him in there, People hurt. Desperate measures, desperate times, desperate measures. Just throw him in there, see what you got, right? So, Dallas is on a 4-game winning streak, quiet as it's kept, right? Now, the guy dropped 32 points last night, right? In a Dallas win in Portland, right? And, he hit 9 from 11 threes, right? And, only had like 2 turnovers, which is very significant when you just being put in a lineup, especially trying to play a little point guard, a little off guard, depending on who brings it up. So, and the lineup is really it's different, right? Because you got Harrison Barnes on the power forward and Dirk on the 5. So he's trailing the play. Dirk could jack up a 3 every now and then. So it's all about stretching the floor and making threes. But the guy has been consistent, right? And this is going to help Dallas going forward because when Barrera gets back, they're going to be guard heavy. That's going to be all right? They do similar things. But the guy has ice in his veins. He is not afraid of the moment, and he's been doing an excellent job. And it's really a feel-good story. His name is, Yogi. Yogi Ferrell. Look like Boo Boo. Little guy out there handling his business, and it is real, real good to see. So you guys need to catch up on that. Like I said, he was undrafted, and this is only his 4th game. I want to make sure I don't miss nothing on the guy. He was just hanging around in the D League, and they had to call him up. So check out the next game going forward. Dallas on a 4-game winning streak, so only a few teams playing better than that. Guys up there in Boston, Washington up in the East playing better. We aren't going to mention Golden State. They're on a winning streak. And maybe one other team is on a winning streak that's more than 4 games. But 4-game winning streak for Dallas, not bad. And your boy, Yogi Ferrell, has a whole lot to do with that. So you guys need to check that out. Now, other things in the NBA, let me say this again. I don't want to mention every time I mention the NBA, it's kind of hard to do so without mentioning what Westbrook. It's hard to say the man's name. Russell Westbrook. What he is up to. Right? You got to mention it, right? Because he's got 25 triple doubles. They've only played 50 games. That's half of them, y'all. Triple doubles, right? And the most in history is I think 41 from Oscar Robertson in one season, followed by 31 from your boy Wilt Chamberlain. Now those names right there are just ridiculous. So he has 25. He's in 5th of all time right now, and we're at the halfway point. Right? And might I add, this triple double that he's averaging is a monster triple double. I'm gonna keep saying it because it's 30, 10, and 10, right? But he's doing it in 10 less minutes than the only guy that's ever done it before. So you got to put all that in perspective, man. This guy is really, really beasting. So you guys need to be checking that out. Some breaking news. Your boy Zach LaVine from Minnesota. Yeah, the dunking guy, the guy who won the dunking contest last year, the guy who jumps out of the gym, who's been working on this game to not only be able to penetrate, but to be able to hit the 3. Yeah, he's going to be out for the rest of the season, and that's just bad for the eye. It's just an exciting player, and it's good to watch him learn the game and be exciting at the same time. So that's going to be hard for Minnesota. He's got a torn ACL in his left knee. So that's not good to hear, but it's happening. It's basketball, y'all. We got these coming all the time. And it's probably after the All-Star break, it's going to get worse. So we know this happens every year. Get well soon, Zach. We love to watch you, homeboy. Uh, Something else I want to mention. Let me see. Oh, let me be real with y'all. So far, I made a couple of predictions, and I've been wrong on them. So at the halfway point, let's just go and get it out there. You think you know something, you're wrong. I told you that I was going to think of that Milwaukee is going to make some moves, have a little surge, and be dangerous in the playoffs. So far, I'm looking like an idiot, right? But we still got a little basketball to play. Your boy Middleton, I don't know when he's coming back, but I think that would definitely stretch the floor for those guys. And they have been learning, losing and learning. Another thing I've said that just makes me look worse than an idiot is Golden State's not going to win over 62 games. Wrong. Wrong answer. Okay, mister, you think you know something about sport, right? Happens to you. Because I thought they were going to implode, little locker room issues and things like that. It's only one ball and a whole lot of egos, but these guys seem to want to pass the ball. And it just seems that way. The reason why is because when you pass it to somebody, they make the shot. Because you're passing to the best shooters of all time, right? In Curry and Klay Thompson. Then you got one of the best scorers of all time who also shoots threes, right? So those are three guys that are hitting them. And everybody else, you're by yourself because you're not one of those guys. And you've been in the gym 6 times a week. So I can hit that shot if I'm wide open. Don't even give me a second. Or anybody that's in the gym 5 times a week. So I'm not really impressed by it because when you throw this 1,000 assists going on, ask Russell Westbrook about an assist. You penetrate, kick it out to somebody who is offensively challenged. That's not happening in Golden State. But of course you're willing to pass the ball because you're passing it to somebody that you know is going to make the shot, has a quick release, or if need be, I'm 6'11" and I can get my own shot off the dribble. Wow. Wow. But let's see. We still got a little basketball to go. So far, I'm wrong about that. So this turned out to be a little bit longer video than I expected, but hey, whatever. Because I got to say something about the All-Star picks. Right? Let me get a little All-Star rant on. Right? Now, I don't watch the All-Star game like I used to. I used to like the festivities more so than I do now. Now, uh, the dunk competition last year was off the chains. Okay, it was nice. So maybe we can have a better one this year. Even with DeAndre Jordan's going to be there, but like we just heard, Zach LaVine won't. So there's something that's going to be missing in this one. So let's see if DeAndre Jordan can bring a little excitement, being 6'11". We know he jumps out the gym, so let's see what he got. But I'm looking at the East roster, right? And hey, old school. Sorry to let you know, old school. So I'm gonna say that before I got to say what I'm gonna say. The Eastern Conference don't even have a center on the roster. They don't have a center on the whole team, right? Man, I know NBA trying to change and make it all shooter friendly, right? Is what we're basically doing here. We're just making it shooter friendly, right? And these centers, these dudes 7 feet tall, are expanding their games right now just so they can shoot as well. But the things that we want centers to do for years, rebound the basketball, protect the paint, is your house down there. And if you can, dominate on the offensive end. So we can dip the ball down to you and you can command a double team. Then we can start passing the ball if we have to. Right? These centers down there, you got a few centers in the East that are worthy of an all-star nod because of rebounding alone with Drummond and Whiteside, right? And I'm probably missing somebody. And, dude in us, he's a rookie, but Embiid, right? It's a lot of things you could have done. So we're just making centers extinct, right? When you don't even invite one of them, which is ridiculous in the East. They need to be on the roster, and I think we need to get them back in the All-Star game. It should be centers, period. They have a position in the All-Star game, and all these forwards, the East start lining number forwards, a couple of guards and forwards. Just really. And then the rest of the roster is guards. So that's not enjoyable. But maybe that's the old school speaking. But hey, you don't change something that's not broke. These centers are good for the game. Now in the West, you got a few. They're not starting, but they have a few on the roster, and they're all deserving. DeMarcus Cousins, let's be real, he should be starting. Marc Gasol at the beginning of the season was considered an MVP candidate, right? With Memphis. Only about 6 weeks ago, right? So he should be there. And DeAndre Jordan is just doing ridiculous things. Larry Bird, that's his favorite player. So with that alone and the fact that he protects the paint better than anybody and has 2 or 3 exciting dunks and rebounds with the best of them, he should be there, right? So that's good to see. But somebody should be starting. A center should be starting like the good old days, right? So that's a little something that I don't really like about the All Star this year. And another thing too, it's good to see that the Greek Freak is in there. I'm glad that somebody just basically this is his first time premiere. That's good to see the Greek Freak. He's been handling his business. He's somebody that the people comes to see play. So it's good to see him really just get it. Yeah, I am an all star, but just because you become an all star, don't stop working on that shot, right? So that pump fake can mean a little something. So keep working, right? Because he could be a superstar. Definitely, this is guys could be a superstar. Last little rant: Westbrook should be starting right in the West. He's not starting, and what you hear is, well, who should we take off? It's a good question because you're not taking off James Harden, okay? You're just not because he's having a historical season, right? You're not taking off Harden. And unfortunately, it's got to be Steph Curry. That's who you take off, right? Because Westbrook with 30, 10, and 10 and offensively challenged team that I'm out here making a 30, 10, and 10 on, right? The 15 assists would be with any other team. Any other team that could shoot the basketball. These guys cannot shoot the basketball at all. If he's not dipping that ball off to a center for a dunk or a layup, it's probably not going in. You know how happy they get when somebody hit the three over there in Oklahoma City? Right? So if you watch it, you would really see what I'm talking about. He would have way more assists than any other team, an NBA team. So I'm just saying, and getting over 10 rebounds from the guard position, yes, your season is that historical. You put him in. Steph Curry, much as I love the dude, big Steph Curry fan, but there's nothing extraordinary this year, right? As opposed to last year. And you got to get somebody off of there just because West should be in there, period. Now, it's not a big issue. West, he's all good with it. It's cool. But if you would ask me, that's what I would do. And unfortunately, because Steph is Steph. That's definitely an all-star. That's somebody that everybody's must-see TV when he laces them up, right? He can practice, and that's must-see TV. Got it. But 30, 10, and 10 with over 50 games at the halfway point of an NBA season, you're in the lineup, period. And we figure the rest out. Doma Sports Talk worldwide, and I'm up out of here.